Let's see. Hello, and thank you for joining me today for Real Estate, Religion, and You. My name is Sylvia Black, licensed real estate broker of affordable homes and apartments. And thank you for joining me today. Today we're in beautiful Niagara Falls / Wheatfield. And we are working on the house 2284 Lancelot Drive. And we are doing the maid service and the trash out, as well as the groundskeeping for the landscaping, which has pretty much been maintained by the wonderful neighbors that are here. So now we're going to take you on a tour of the house and show you what it looks like. And this is the entrance of the house. Okay, it's a two-story single-family house. And look at this beautiful living room with these excellent hardwood floors. These are gorgeous floors. I'm loving these floors. House has been vacant for a good number of years, actually. From what I've been told, the neighbors are saying that this house has been vacant for at least 2 years. But that's all going to change now because Sylvia Black of Affordable Homes is on the scene. Again, this house is also for sale. It's going to be offered for sale very soon. And the procedure is, when you call me and find out, my email is sblack3001@gmail.com. Now, it's actually classified as Niagara Falls, but the last sign that we passed was saying Wheatfield, New York. And this is a gorgeous community. People have boats parked in their lots. I mean, this is just, it looks like just a great community to live in. It's just wonderful. Just being here working on this house is relaxing. So I'm going to show you the house. Okay, the rest of the house. This is the laundry room, which is on the first floor. And as you can see, there's the tub with the hookups. And you have your electric and your gas. So if you have an electric dryer or what have you, a washer, you can put both electric or gas or either one. And there's the accordion piece there. And as you can see, it's central heat, air conditioning and heating. Now this is the beautiful kitchen. We have the drawers open because we have to clean them out and make sure that there's no debris inside of them. And then once we make sure that all that's taken care of, we wash it down and then we close it up, and then I take all my pictures. Now this is where the stove goes, and again you have an electric and a gas piece there, so you can put one or other or the both. Now all of these, the curtains and everything coming down, okay, we have to take all of that down. Here's a beautiful sink, wonderful sink, and I want to say hi to our listening audience, our viewing audience actually.
Hi again, still the first date.
And this house virtually hardly had any garbage in it at all. This is the living room with an excellent, but you can see a beautiful fireplace. Excellent, I believe it's a gas fireplace, if I'm not mistaken. And the carpeting is in the living room, and the dining room is actually an eat-in kitchen, so it's, you know, all in one area. And this is the garage. It's an attached garage. And it has been vacant for a while, so it's in pretty good shape considering that it's been vacant. As you can see, those areas are boarded up. They were probably putting windows in there, but they didn't finish it, so they boarded it up for safety. This house has 1.5 baths. So you have a half a bathroom down here, and these bathrooms and all the kitchens and the piping has been winterized. That's why you see the plastic on the, and the little sign there. And all the drawers, when they're closed, that means that everything has been cleaned out. Okay, so we have some missing electrical fixtures, as you can see, but the electricity is on. So now we're going to take you upstairs, and you're going to get an idea. Look at the landscaping of this community. Look at that beautiful view. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that so serene just looking at that? Okay, now we're going to take you upstairs so I can show you the second floor. Okay, and this is the full bathroom. Now this bathroom right here is a full bath, and as you can see, if you notice that it has the the yellow, the tapings on it every time we winterize the bathroom or sink or any kind of faucet or anything. We always put a yellow sticker on it or some type of sticker depending on the company that we're working for. Okay, we have to put a sticker on it so that we'll know that it has actually been winterized. Because as you know, the winter season is approaching, and it would be very costly if you have to replace every one of those pipes. Okay? And again, this bathroom has been winterized, and we will be cleaning this tub out. Very little dirt, very little compared to a lot of the houses we've been working with. This house is practically immaculate condition. There's a couple of doors that are missing, but that's minor. Here we have 3 full bedrooms. You have 1 bedroom here with a nice closet with organizer in it. Okay, and this is the 2nd bedroom. This one has a regular storage space up there if you care to go up there. And cable ready. Okay, it's cable ready, as you can see right there. Okay, central heating and air conditioning. And this is the master bedroom. Just give you another view of the area. Look at that beautiful area. Look at that. That gorgeous. Who wouldn't want to live up here, right? Look at the area. Not a car in sight. All the people are chilling out here today, honey. And look at this huge walk-in closet. This is a gigantic closet. Walk-in closet. Do what you want pretty much. Okay. Now we have to roll up the wires, so let me just do that while I have you here. These wires that are sticking out, oh, it wasn't attached, so I can just take it and throw it away actually. Because usually we have to roll them up or cut it off so that it doesn't impose any safety, safety hazards. Okay, when we come in, initially what we do when we first come in, we do the trash out. First thing I do is I take a whole ton of pictures. I take pictures of the the outside of the house, the front, the side, the back. Then I take pictures of the landscaping, the grass. What I have to do is get before, during, and after pictures. So we get what it looks like before the work is done, when you first walk into the house. Then we get pictures of the during, while we're actually doing the work. And then we take pictures of the after the work has actually been done. Then I take pictures of the garbage, the load, before we put it in the truck. And then I take a picture of the actual load when it's in the truck. When it's empty, when it's 1/4 full, half full, and when it's completely full, I take pictures of all that. I take pictures of before, during, and after the trash out, before, during, and after the maid service, before, during, and after the lawn care. Now what we do is everything in the house is classified as garbage when we do the trash out. We come in, we have a system, we come in and we take all the garbage, everything. Usually the basement and the garage are the most cluttered in most of the houses. And it was the case in this house as well. There was some broken glass in the kitchen. And of course we have to remove all the Venetian blinds in the maid service. Now the maid service is the next part of it. They call it maid service, and I guess you can consider it maid service. We clean the entire house. We wash it down, not wash it down actually, we dust the windowsills and dust the walls down for cobwebs, outside and inside, because some of the houses have been sitting. You have to remember that these houses have faced foreclosure. The owners who were living here faced foreclosure at one time or another. And so they were not able to pay their mortgage, so the courts ruled them to have to be evicted, and then the bank then begins to take over the property. Whoever's the one that loans the money to you, I believe I talked to you before about a book that I had wrote called Help for Homeowners Facing the Loss of Your Home. Okay, and I changed the title to Mortgage Relief Programs. So if you are actually facing foreclosure, there's actually help for you. That can, you can seek help and possibly get it. It depends on how far behind you are in your mortgage. Now, if you're behind in your mortgage the first 3 months, I believe it is, that is the best time to contact your lender to try to work out a deal. There are several programs that are available. After 4 months, it's going to be a little more difficult for you to save your home from foreclosure, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. Now, for this homeowner that lived here, unfortunately, they were not able to save their home, so they lost it to the bank. and in some cases, it will go back to the government. Now, if you were watching that, or you can play my video at sblack3001 on YouTube and find out what the process is when someone loses their home. So what happens is, let's say you get a mortgage for a loan, and in this case, this was a government secured mortgage, which means that it was easier for you to qualify for a mortgage with less than perfect credit. So you get the mortgage, okay, and then and unfortunately, like this particular homeowner who used to live here, they were not able to pay their mortgage, so they lost the home to foreclosure. And so now the bank takes it back. They initially take the house back because the bank is the one that actually is financing it for you. You're paying the bank a monthly mortgage note every month. Okay, you're also paying them interest. Remember I talked about the first 7 years that you're paying them back is going towards interest alone. So you're not even touching anything on the principal for the first 7 years unless you voluntarily add additional money and make it specifically known to the bank that you are making this payment towards principal. Okay, now additionally, now the bank owns the property. Now as you and I both know, and as I talked about before, the banks are not in the business of property management. Okay, they're in the business of money. They're in the money business, not in the real estate business. Affordable Homes is in the real estate business. They are in the money business, so they don't have the time or the manpower or even the desire, I don't believe, to manage the property. So now let's say for example with this particular homeowner, hypothetically speaking, if they have received a government secured mortgage, the bank takes it over and the government secures the mortgage for them. So that means, like I said, it's easier for you to get a mortgage if you have less than perfect credit. However, now the bank loans you the money because they know they're going to get their money back from the government. So now they give it back to the government pays the bank whatever is left on the property. Okay, so now the government now tries to recover, or they attempt to, or they do recover at some point or another, the money that was left over on the mortgage. So now let's say, for example, the house is worth, I would say, based on the neighborhood and the houses in just so perfect condition, I'm thinking $150,000, just off the top of my head without doing any research. $150,000 for this particular house. Okay, it needs work, okay, and then there was a person living here, so it's not like they just built it from the ground. So there was a mortgage that was being paid on it. So now you would say, let's say they were living here for a number of years and they paid half. So that's $75,000 that's left, hypothetically speaking, on this particular house. So now the bank, the government is actually looking to recover $75,000. That's all they want, okay? So now you can get a house as an investor. You can get a perfectly house that's actually appraised at 150, maybe even 125, because it has a few little details that are needed. And you have a house that's valued at 125,000, and you buy it for 75,000. And you may even get it cheaper, because as I said, affordable homes and apartments, we know how to negotiate the price for you to get the best possible price for you, and to help the investor recapitalize on their investment. Now, you're going to put in an offer. What happens is when you're ready to put an offer in, we submit an intent to purchase, okay? And we also need proof of funds with an earnest money deposit of at least an earnest money deposit, okay? And that earnest money deposit is held in escrow. Now, what happens is that we will submit that intent to purchase to the listing broker. The listing broker sends it to the owner, or whoever owns the mortgage. Whoever owns the property, actually, because there's no mortgage anymore. And then they look at the offer and they determine whether it's feasible for them. They want to recover back some money. Now this house has been vacant for 2 years, so that's 2 years that the government has not capitalized on not one penny. Okay, so they have actually lost money on this house. Okay, you talk about motivated seller. This is a situation where you have a motivated seller. You didn't even know it's the government. They want to sell, but they're not desperate now. So now, you have a situation where you get a mortgage and then they say, okay, well, you offer $75,000. We submit that offer to purchase, that intent to purchase. The government says, well, we're not desperate, we would like to, all we need to do is get $75,000, but we haven't gotten any money on this house in the last 2 years. So we're going to ask for $95,000. So the government may counteroffer it and say, this is what we're willing to accept. And it may be $95,000, hypothetically speaking. So now you either have the option of resubmitting it. We have the option for you of resubmitting that intent to purchase, and the acceptance of that counteroffer based on their counteroffer of 95,000, or you can just simply say you don't want the property, and then it goes back up for bid to the next highest bidder. Now, the government makes it's up to them, whatever the price that they want to sell it at. It's definitely up to them. They are the owners of the property now, and they have the option of asking for whatever it is that they want to ask for. Okay, so, and remember, the government, they're not desperate, so they don't have to sell today. Even though the property is listed cheap, and you want it cheap, we know you want it. They know you want it. You know, okay, so just, you know, if you want the property, you know, you're going to have to come with some cash, otherwise, you know, you're going to have to be prepared to pay. You may say, hey, the house is not worth that because it's been sitting for 2 years, you know, but it needs a lot of repairs. That's beside the point. It's whatever the government or whatever the bank decides that they want. And if you want the house, get the house, because the house is going to actually be putting money in your pocket. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a tour on the rest of the house here. Okay, we looked at the 3 bedrooms. Okay, this is the hallway. And of course, I showed you the full bath. It's 1.5 bathrooms. Okay, let's look out the bathroom window at this view here. Look at that. Isn't that a serene? I mean, you know, you can look and see for miles. Look at that. Okay? Everything is practically brand new. It doesn't even appear like anyone had actually lived here. If they did live here, they definitely took care of the property, I would say. Okay, now this property has an attached garage on it. Okay, and there's my worker working hard as usual. This is the half bath, and we're gonna take you down into the, okay, here's the garage. I showed you the garage already. Now the basement, there is a basement here. I'm used to a house with a basement and an attic, but this one doesn't have an attic. So we're gonna go down in the basement and show you what it looks like. And this house practically looks like it's brand new. Okay, now here we have a sump pump. Now a sump pump, what that usually does is that assists in pumping the water up out of the basement, if there is any. And as you can see, the basement is dry. There is no water in the basement. But there's no electricity to test the sump pump either. And that well is full. So, we have the basement here, and we have, the furnace is still here, as you can see. Here's the furnace intact, and the hot water tank is still here. Okay? It looks like practically a brand new furnace. Okay? Practically brand new furnace. Okay? And as you can tell, you know what that means. That means it's a boiler system. And then here is the circuit breakers. Okay? And you have circuit breakers, and you have a lot of circuit breakers here. That means you can pretty much control each room individually. Okay? And that's probably why some of the lights didn't come on, because the power was turned off on the circuit breaker. And look at these great windows you have. So you don't have to worry about nobody sneaking in here. Okay? We're going to go back upstairs to the kitchen again. And we're going to take you outside and show you the landscaping. Okay.
It wasn't mounted up there good. When I was getting a curtain thing up from there, it touched it and came down. But
oh, Lord. That came down?
Yeah, it wasn't mounted up there good. You can look inside and see where it wasn't.
Do we have anything we can mount it up with? Or was it glued up or what?
I mean, super glue. I can put super glue around the rims and put it right back up there.
So you're gonna have to either have to do it now, or we're gonna have to come back and do it. I don't have any glue.
Oh, you ain't got no kind
So
of
only
glue?
glue? Only glued?
Yeah, because you can tell just
Yeah, I can tell.
it wasn't in wood. It wasn't mounted good. It only took a little tap.
Yeah, we'll have to come back anyway. I gotta put another air freshener in the bathroom.
Well then, yeah.
So,
when we come back, what you do is pick up some super glue.
Some super glue, and that'll take care of that?
Put it right around the rim and stick it right back up there.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. All right, yeah, because I know it's been sitting for a while, so.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So the wood was dry, though.
Yeah. Oh, use the squeegee. You know what the squeegee is?
Ain't that gonna take more time?
Yeah, there's a squeegee in there. There's 2 of them. Where's it at? Yeah.
So what you want me to do? Just squirt it on there and then...
Yeah, squeegee. Yeah, let me show you.
Okay, show me how you like it.
Yeah, a couple of squirts, and then Just take, matter of fact, I have to take a picture of you doing that too. Everything has to be taken a picture. There's ones like this,
Oh.
and then, well, not quite like that, but
Yeah, all the way down with it.
Yeah,
Okay,
all the
so
way down.
you just want it squeegee.
Yeah, and then wipe it off.
Yeah.
Like that, wipe it off, and then just make sure that part is, you know, because you see the bubbles down at the bottom there?
Yeah.
And then you just want to make sure the bubbles are gone. And let's do that for each window. This window here was loose, so I had tightened it. And I bet you somebody was getting in, but they won't be getting in now. Because that's nice and secure. Oh yeah. I had to slam it down. So try, come from the top, take your time,
Oh yeah, I got it.
And just make sure there's just from the inside, you don't have to do the outside.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so now this is what it looks like from the outside of the house. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this excellent lawn, nice trees. Now who wouldn't want to live in this house and own this house, huh? Those are a little dead though, but we can take care of that. Here's your 2-car garage. You got a 2-car garage here. And look at all of this land, this expansive land. Look at this beautiful neighborhood. Look at that. You can see for miles and miles, practically. You got the electric meter outside, but the gas meter is inside. Go figure, right? Okay, now we have some more. All of this is part of the property, believe it or not. That's a roadway over there. And a pool used to be here. So this is where a pool used to be. Because we have to take care of that. We have to, get it down to size. And they had some ashes that were there. We took care of that. And this is the back of the house. Nice little porch here. We got some steps are going to have to be built. Otherwise somebody's going to fall on their face. Okay. You got your sensor lights here. All of this expansive land. And this is the side of the house. Look at that beautiful, looked like it was just built from the ground. So we're taking care of basically all of the maid service, the landscaping, and the trashing out. So we're trashing in everything out, taking all the garbage out. We'll probably take the garbage with us. There's not a whole lot of it today, but we'll be taking it out nevertheless. And probably redoing the lawn. Doesn't look like there's anything that needs except for that area over there. And then we'll probably have to just dig that up so that it'll look uniform with the rest of the place. Other than that, once we clean, we dust down all the cobwebs, and then sweep, and then we mop, and then we're out. So it's not very difficult job if you don't mind hard work. It keeps you busy, keeps you moving around, and it keeps you paid. So if you're looking for a job, okay, all we have is a hard-working job. Okay, you could be working in all kinds of weather. You could be working in the hot of summer like I am now, or the cold, the dead of winter. Okay, just got to dress warm, but you'll be moving around so you don't really get cold. You have all the equipment that you need in order to do the job. All you got to do is have the willingness and the desire to work. So my name is Sylvia Black, licensed real estate broker with Affordable Homes and Apartments. And I want to thank you again for joining me today for Real Estate, Religion, and You. And maybe next week I'll be coming to you and talking to you about my book, Mortgage Relief Programs. So if you happen to be one of the homeowners who are facing foreclosure, there's a possibility that you can help save your home from foreclosure. Okay? And if you don't save it from foreclosure, at least you'll know next time what it is that you can do to keep your home out of hock. I mean, anything can happen. It could be loss of a job, it could be death in the family, it could be unforeseen circumstances that are way beyond your control, which is not your fault. But keep in mind that it takes 12 months before the bank can actually foreclose upon you. Unlike as if you was a tenant, it only takes 30 days. But if you're in a home and you own that home and you're paying a mortgage to a bank, it takes 12 months before a home becomes foreclosed upon. So if you need assistance and you want some help, contact me and I'll give you a copy of my book, Mortgage Relief Programs. And this book will talk to you about how to help save your home from foreclosure. Okay, and I want to thank you for joining me today for Real Estate, Religion, and You. And please join me next week right here on Time Warner Public Access TV Channel 20 on Wednesdays at 6:30 to 7 p.m. and on Saturdays from 12:30 to 1. And holla at a sister. Peace out.